My name is Tori Bullock, and today we are talking about money. Welcome to the Freelancers Kitchen. First off, I'm not a multimillionaire, and this is not some kind of scheme where I promise you that by the end of this video, you're gonna make millions and millions of dollars yourself. That's not what this is about. I'm a 20-something-year-old artist. I own my own car. I have a one-bedroom apartment that I pay for by myself. I'm debt-free, and I make 100% of my yearly income exclusively from my art. In starving artist terms, I'm a multi-billionaire, and that makes me more than qualified to tell you guys some of the information I'm going to be sharing with you today. First things first, before we start talking about how to deal with bread, cheese, and dough, you need to get a job. Any job that you can get. What happens with a lot of artists is that we get caught up into this whole thing of like, I'm an actor, and the only thing I'll ever be is an actor, or I'm a dancer, and the only thing I'll ever be is a dancer, and et cetera, so on and so forth. We got to put that down by the wayside because you have a goal right now. Your goal is to save as much money as humanly possible, because when you save enough money, you can start doing things on your own instead of waiting for people to do things for you. This piece of paper right here, this is a very important piece of paper because this piece of paper is my very first check. I was a young man, I was 18 years old, and I worked at Wild Pear shoe store at Cambridge Side Galleria, Wild Pear Stand Up, and it is a check for $328.52. This was after 2.5 weeks of crazy work, and I got this check at 18 years old, the first purchase that I've ever made when I started making big boy money. All right, you ready? You ready? Because I went into that store, I bought this pure silk Chinese kimono shirt. After 18 years of not making money, the first thing that I bought when I finally got some money in my hands was this shirt. The only reason I even bought this shirt was because I believed that I was going to be the guy to bridge the gap between pure silk kimono shirts and Timberlands. I was like, yo, man, it's good. This is a gap that needs to be bridged at 18 years old. Idiot. The first thing you want to do when you get this check is open up a bank account immediately. Sounds simple, right? A little too simple. But I cannot tell you the amount of people that blatantly ignore this step. Sure, piggy banks and mattresses have served you very well up until this point, but it's almost impossible to save money if you do not have a bank account. The excitement that you feel when you get a nice hefty check in your hand should only be doubled by the excitement that you're going to feel when you open up a bank account. A bank account is a physical representation of stability, growth, and maturity. Having a bank account is giving your money a place to go instead of always wondering about where it went. Next up, $3,000, the golden ticket. The only way to do something is to do it yourself. And the only way to do that is to not take any money from anyone or take as little money from anyone as possible. And that's that. A lot of artists' first real creation is something that they believe in when no one else does. It's something that they create themselves, and most of the time they finance on their own. You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen, finance on their own. Finding funding for your first project will be very difficult. You have no name, no track record, no reputation, and no proof to show that your idea is actually any good. So unless you are really comfortable with being at the mercy of funders, I would suggest that you figure out ways to get complete control as quickly as possible. Now, of course, in the world of funding your dream, there are all types of quick fixes. There's your Rocket Hubs, your Indiegogos, your Kickstarters, and those are sites where you can basically go and beg your friends and family for a little bit of money to fund your dream. But my only question to people who do that is, what if you have a goal and you don't meet that goal? What do you do then? Putting all of your eggs into those baskets puts your dream in the hands of other people, so that if they don't fund you, then you don't really have the opportunity to make your dream a reality. And we don't want to do that. We want to give you the control. So here's what you need to do. Save $3,000, aka the golden ticket. Now I know what you're thinking, Tori, $3,000, that's a lot of money. Not really. When you think about the amount of money that you spend on miscellaneous things, cell phone bills, cable, internet, all that stuff that I consider as add-ons, if you start to really buckle down and save your money and you save $3,000, any short film, play, space rental, gallery rental, any of those things can be created on that basic scale of $3,000. So save $3,000 and you can start to control your own destiny. For your first project, at least. Since the beginning of time, there's been this misconception, or this belief rather, that money is somehow the direct nemesis of good, meaningful art. As if to say, if you're an artist, you can't really be an artist if you're making money. That means that you sold out, or you're not real, or you're not authentic. No matter how noble and real and authentic you consider yourself as an artist, there are these little things that come in the mail every single month, and they are called bills. And you cannot pay these babies with nobility. So you need to start getting yourself in a position where money is meaningful to you. Because this whole myth about money being the nemesis of art, the only reason that even exists is because it's a lot easier to get artists to work for really cheap if they think they shouldn't be being paid at all. So, until next time, adios. Yo, this shirt's kind of hot though, for real, man. This shirt's kind of hot.